Let's go to Germiston mortuary now, where some of the family members are identifying their loved ones. Newzroom Afrika's Veronica Makhoali is there and joins us live. Veronica, very good afternoon to you. You've been watching families or family members going in and out, trying to identify their loved ones.
Yeah, that's correct, Vio. We are here at the Germiston mortuary, where about 10 families and possibly even more have walked through these gates looking to identify their loved ones following this morning's horrific bus accident. It took about 7 hours for EMS teams and forensic pathology units to clear the bodies on the scene and, of course, process the aftermath of that crash. Speaking, of course, to the severity as well as the scale of that accident, the families that have walked through these gates, some will have left with more questions than answers, as they've been unable to identify their loved ones, not knowing whether they are dead or injured, as some, of course, are still receiving treatment at various hospitals in the Ekurhuleni area, while others have walked into these gates with, expecting the worst and, of course, coming out heartbroken, even though they had certain expectations after what we saw and what happened. And this, of course, includes the family of Siyabonga Bekiswayo, and I'm joined by the deceased's family now, just to get a bit of sense of what we know in regards to the crash and how this experience has been. We know that the family has actually been here since 10 o'clock this morning, long before officials even made the call to come to the mortuary. Bomme, thank you so much for your time. Just tell us, as a family, na lutla jwang me.
Oh, sizubuhlungu kakhulu, my sister, because sizwe le ndaba ekseni ngabo 27, so ngabo 10, yeah, ngabo 10. So sagijima seza ngapha since from ngo10 ngoba manje I think 4:30 silokho sihleli ngoba vele besifuna ukumbona ukuthi uye ngempela. So basivulela sambona uye. Namathemba ukuthi besitshela ukuthi maybe usesibhedlela aphelile. Uye sizubuhlungu kakhulu nje. Yeah.
And me ka utla le lautla ka ditaba Hussein la fihla mona le emetse batho mmele wa sia o la fihla ka nako mang mo, and ha le mona ale jwang me.
When you explain, yeah, but umuntu mawumazi uyambona, but the way angakhona ukusimo esibheda kakhulu.
O silwana ke la bua le wena wa njwetsa sia o na le abuti wa hao, ga bua ka situation ena ya di issue tsa di bese and di crash. O ko njwetse na wena ha ka bua le Musa o no batla reng ho bona hona tje?
Mina uSiyabonga umalume wami ngizwe ekseni vele bengiziyele emakhaya, bangifonela ukuthi kumele ngiphume ngiyombheka ngoba sekunengozi ngahlika. Ngafonela abanye ngeza la ukuthiwa ngizombheka khona, ngahlala until zabuya izimoto nabo sangena, sahamba ke sangena ngaphakathi, ngambona ngoba vele ngiyamazi ulimele. Ngibhlungu kakhulu nje nokuthi bengingazanga kuye, kodwa sengizoza indaba ezibhlungu kangaka ngayo. Ngiyabona
Me re ya ho wena re me a ithudisa hanyane ke no batla ho botsana sia yena hana nka bese ona ya mosebetsing eno le bese ana tsamaya ka yona Hussein. What was his daily routine, if you know?
Ubeya emsebenzini nje, uhambe engimoto yemsebenzini, iyona transport ahamba ngayo ibhasi le. Nako ke sesizozwa kuthiwa se wathola accident, saba nethemba lokuthi maybe usesibhedlela or ulimele uzoba right. Hayi ngeshwa ke nangushoni.
And hona tje folona as lelapa le tloetsang from hona tje, what is the next move? Ke utlwisisa sia ona dula KZN.
No, sizobona from kusasa kwamanje suke sahlala la holiday, so sobona kusasa ukuthi kuyenzakalani.
Okwamanje sizohamba siye la endlini bekahlala kuyo ngoba kusumuntu waseGoli uze ngomsebenzi. Khaya kuse KZN la uhlala la eSpruit. So from manje siyagibela sihamba nomalume omdala siya endlini la bekahlala khona. Then okuningi sesizolungisa khona.
You know, Vuyo, that was one of the family members of the deceased amongst the 16 in this car accident. Siyabonga Bekiswayo, their relatives speaking about the devastation and hearing the news in the morning, having come between hospitals and mortuaries, trying to figure out where he may be. They've been here since 10 o'clock in the morning, and they finally gotten the confirmation that their uncle, that their loved one, a brother, an uncle, has passed on. And this is really just these scenes that we've been seeing since our arrival here, as many of the families are coming to terms with what has happened. And of course, now that the scene, all 4 lanes at the R21 highway have been opened and a disaster management center has been set up, it's truly now that it's becoming more apparent of just the scale of loss that we saw this morning, and the families, of course, that will have to reel and understand and deal with the aftermath of this crash.
Veronica Makhoali, keeping us updated on the tragedy. 16 people now have been identified as people who lost their lives.